I guess there are one or two comments that I need to address. Let's start here. Ads before your videos doesn't sit right with you, but getting money directly from your viewers does? I don't understand why there's such a stigma against people earning money as content creators. I don't understand why it's so offensive for me to think that the videos that I make, the product that I'm creating, is worth money. Have you ever gone into a restaurant and said to the chef, "Do you really expect me to pay for the food that you just made for me?" A chef makes food. I make YouTube videos. Someone consumes both of them. What's the difference? Sure, $1,000 to make a video ad-free seems like a lot, but I'm not asking anyone to pay $1,000 for a video. Of course, I don't think that my videos are worth $1,000 to any one person, but if 200,000 people watch that video, split between them, that comes out to half a cent each. Do I think my videos are worth half a cent? Absolutely. I was amazed at how many people asked me to leave ads on the videos, told me that they want to see ads on the videos because that's their way of supporting me. And I appreciate that support, I really do, but this isn't about me taking away your ability to support the channel. This is about me not wanting to be a conduit through which corporations access. But if you absolutely hate me for trying to change the system, if you hate me for trying to reduce my dependence on ad revenue that comes from corporations trying to sell you products, if you hate me for trying to create a more direct relationship between myself and my supporters, if you think that giving people the option to support the creation of content that they enjoy watching is an unforgivable offense, then please feel free to unsubscribe right now. If you honestly think that I'm a greedy sellout because I don't want my paycheck to come from corporations, there are many other Pokemon GO channels that you can get your information from. Reversal, Ben1, they're both great channels with great content, and they're good people too, so I would be happy to have your patronage go towards them instead of me. I just don't understand why so many people are complaining that I want to remove ads from the videos when it doesn't negatively impact your life in any way. I'm not asking you to pay to watch the video instead. I'm giving people the option to support the creation of this content. And no matter how many people choose to support it, everyone benefits. Obviously, $1,000 per video sounds like a lot. And yeah, it's a lot more than I'm making on ad revenue per video right now. But I'm not just going to set my goal at this level and stay here forever. I'm not going to eliminate any potential for growth on the channel. I don't ever expect to make $30,000 a month through Patreon. I don't think there are 30,000 people watching this who understand what I'm trying to do and are willing to contribute $1 to it. But there are several hundred of you so far. So to everyone who's pledged money through Patreon so far, I just want to say thank you so much. It means so much to me to have your support and to know that you believe in me and you believe in what I'm doing. And to everyone who said that they want to support the channel but they can't afford to contribute, please don't feel bad. Just watching is enough. The great thing about Patreon is that it's entirely optional. Whether or not you contribute, I'm still going to make a video every day. So if you think it's stupid, if you think it's greedy, if you hate the idea, you are completely and 100% entitled to your opinion. I guess the real issue is that people just don't think that digital content is something worth paying for. But we, the content creators, your favorite YouTubers, we're all working to create a product that you enjoy. Telling me that it's lazy and it's greedy to rely on my fans for my income is like saying to a chef, why don't you just fill your restaurant with ads so that I don't have to pay for the food? It's like saying to a phone manufacturer, why don't you just stuff the phone full of ads and bloatware and sponsored apps so that I don't have to pay for the phone? A world where everything is run by advertising sounds horrifying to me, and that's why I'm trying to move away from it. And maybe we just have a difference of opinion on that, but the beautiful thing about the world is, we're allowed to be different. At the end of the day, this is me doing what I can to create the future that I want to live in. And by the way, YouTubers don't get paid if you skip the ad. Just thought I should clear that up. Now with that, divisive topic out of the way, let's move on to the thing that we all enjoy. Pokemon Go. I have some pretty exciting Pokemon to evolve this week. None of them are new, obviously. I don't have any new evolutions left. That's wrong. I do have Muck. But like I said earlier, I'm waiting until I catch that Lickitung to evolve my Grimer, hoping that maybe I can find one with better IVs between now and then. But among these, I do have a lot that I'm really excited for. I'm going to start with Ponyta. It's the least exciting for me because Rapidash really isn't that great of a fire-type attacker. And I'm pretty sure I already have one with the ideal moveset, Ember and Fire Blast, but I haven't evolved one in a while, so let's see how this turns out. Low Kick, Heat Wave. Not at all what I want from a Rapidash. First question, are the vibrations that you feel when no Pokemon appear Gen 2 Pokemon spawning, but you can't see them because they don't have sprites yet? No, that's not what that is. That's come up a lot since this most recent update. A lot of people think that these vibrations that you're feeling when nothing's actually there are just invisible Gen 2 Pokemon spawning. That's not the case at all. For one thing, your phone does vibrate when the nearby list or the sightings list updates or changes. When a Pokemon gets added or disappears from that list, you'll feel a vibration. But on Pokemon GO's Twitter and Facebook pages, Niantic announced, "We are aware of and actively working on a fix for a bug that causes incorrect vibration notifications related to the nearby Pokemon feature." So, you do feel vibrations when the list changes, and there's a bug that's making things vibrate when they're not supposed to. That's all that is. It's not secret Gen 2 Pokemon. Up next, let's do this Nidoran female. I already have quite a few Nidoqueens. I have one that I've powered up all the way, and I'm not really excited about this, especially because it did get nerfed with the CP changes. I don't know. I guess I'm just doing it to have another one. I don't think I have one with 2 poison type moves yet, so that could be something. Still don't have one with 2 poison type moves. How do you feel for the people who are not close to completing their Gen 1 Pokédex when Gen 2 releases? This is another thing that comes up a lot. There are a lot of people who say they don't want Gen 2 to come out because they're not done with their Gen 1 Pokédex yet. That's like saying they shouldn't release Season 2 of this show yet because I haven't finished watching Season 1. Well, you're not the only one watching the show, and you're not the only one playing the game. When Gen 2 releases and that Pokédex total gets increased to 251, it's not going to matter how full your Gen 1 dex is. No one is going to have a complete Pokédex. Let's do Poliwag. I already have a Poliwrath with Bubble and Hydro Pump, which is the ideal moveset both offensively and defensively, but I would like one with better IVs because if I power that up, I'm probably going to want to put it in gyms. I'm not sure how much better this one is, but it does have better IVs than that one that I already have. I'm hoping for Bubble Hydro Pump here. Let's see what it is. Honestly, Bubble and any charge move would have been good. It's a very strong quick attack defensively, but that's Mudshot. What is my opinion on regional exclusives changing regions? I think it's a terrible idea, and I don't think it will ever happen. Region exclusives are meant to be exclusive. If there was an event, if there was something that changed, and those Pokemon were suddenly available in other regions, it just ruins the exclusivity. This is one of the things that I think people struggle with Pokemon Go. This is a real-world game. It's meant to be played in the real world. You actually have to navigate your physical surroundings to play this game. And because of that, it has room for mechanics that other games don't, including region exclusivity. And this is probably, I think, one of the coolest things about Pokemon Go, that you actually have to travel the world if you want to complete your Pokédex. Once trading comes out, that might change a little bit, but as of now, you do have to actually travel the world. And I know not everyone has the freedom to do that. Not everyone has the ability to do that. But this game is the first of its kind. This isn't the type of game that you play sitting in your house. You don't have access to the entire game unless you have access to the entire world. So it is my very firm opinion that regional exclusives should remain exclusive. But really, once trading comes out, it's going to be a lot easier to get your hands on them. The Silph Road was actually created originally as a trading network that was meant to move Pokemon around. Using people who travel certain routes frequently, they could take Pokemon from one place to another to deliver to other people in those other areas. So really, once trading comes out, it's not going to be that difficult to actually get your hands on those regional exclusives. Next is a Vulpix, and it's been a very long time since I've evolved a Vulpix. I'm pretty sure I actually have 2 Ninetales with Ember Fire Blast already, but it never hurts to have more. I'm not sure how this one compares IV-wise to the other ones. Let's see. Ember Flamethrower. That's different, and that's okay. I've said before that sometimes 2 charge bar moves can be better than the 1 bar moves because you don't waste energy with them. If you fill up that first bar and continue using your quick attack, you'll charge the second bar rather than not charging energy at all. So in some cases, in some situations, 2 bar charge moves can be better, or at least more efficient energy-wise. Did Trainer Tips ever figure out how much data the game uses now that you have to constantly load the Pokemon models? Well, no, I didn't personally figure it out, but a Redditor named TB Necksnapper did some testing and watched his app's data usage and found that loading all the Pokemon sprites in the Pokédex, those are the same ones that are used on Nearby and in your Pokemon list, loading all of those sprites used 0.03 megabytes of data, and loading all of his Pokemon's 3D models, the ones that you actually see in battle or on each Pokemon summary page, that used 0.06 megabytes of data. So, not a lot. Not very much at all. These next 2 evolutions are a little different. Take a look. This Bellsprout, 1600 candies to power up. It's well below level 20. And the reason I'm evolving this is because when Cassie and I did our 10 gym run, every time we came across a Team Instinct gym, we had to train it up to leave our Pokemon in there. And to train most efficiently, that means using a Pokemon with half the CP of the Pokemon in the gym. But I found that I was really lacking a few key Pokemon at around the 1000 CP range. Typically when I was training up gyms, I would be using Pokemon that were around 1000 CP or less. I definitely need a stronger grass type in that range, so I'm going to evolve this Bellsprout. It's going to be less than 1000 definitely, but I do need a grass type. Hopefully I can get Razor Leaf Solar Beam or Razor Leaf Leaf Blade on a Victory Bell below 1000 CP for the purpose of training up gyms. .886 Acid Sludge Bomb. Both poison type moves. I guess that's not terrible, but poison isn't very useful when training up gyms. Poison is only strong offensively against grass and against fairy, which aren't really common types as gym defenders, especially considering most of the grass types in first generation are also poison type, which negates that type advantage. What other games or media do you think would be interesting if turned into a Pokemon Go style app? A while ago there was an interview where John Hanke was talking about how proud Niantic was of the sort of back end for Pokemon Go that they've created, this framework, this foundation on which other games can be built. And I'm sure that Niantic is licensing out that back end, that they're selling what they've created to other development studios, to game companies, and I guarantee that every major media franchise is going to have a Pokemon Go style game in the next couple years. Within 2 years, we'll see Marvel Universe Go, we'll see Harry Potter Go, Star Wars Go, Transformers Go, Grand Theft Auto Go, Final Fantasy Go. It's all gonna happen. Personally, for me, I think the most fun, the most interesting would be Animal Crossing Go. I'm not sure how likely that is because Animal Crossing isn't a huge franchise, but I think having an Animal Crossing style game set in the real world would be a lot of fun. But mark my words, a storm of Go games is on the horizon. This Magnemite is sort of the same thing as the Bellsprout. 1900 Stardust, it's below level 20. It's probably going to be around 1000 CP, maybe a little less than that once it's evolved into Magneton. But this is to have hopefully a decent electric type in that range, because that's something I noticed I didn't have. 940, Thundershock Magnet Bomb. I guess I'll keep trying. So there is a reason to actually keep Pokemon with good IVs but lower CP, because you do need them as training Pokemon to train up gyms and to earn maximum prestige. If you could teleport yourself to a certain time period, what would it be? I've thought a lot about this, and I thought that I would want to go back in the past, but I'm not sure if your question allows for it. But I'd like to go to the future. I'd like to see, 50 years from now, how bad we mess it up, or if we actually manage to get it right, and the world is a better place than it is now. I think 50 years is reasonable. Even 30 years, 20 years, things are going to be dramatically different. So I guess I'll go there eventually, as long as nothing terrible happens between now and then, but I'm really interested to see what the future of humanity looks like. I have another Ammonite. 2 good Ammonites with good IVs and good CP to evolve 2 weeks in a row, when I haven't had one for the entire time that I've been playing, up until last week. And somehow I made it to 60 frames per second, but you can't tell because this is coming up in 24p. Let's see if I can get Water Gun Hydro Pump on this one. When will the new batch of pins be ready? They're coming. They'll be shipped to me within 2 weeks, and I'm going to make an announcement on the channel in a video before I put them up, so you guys will know ahead of time. I'll tell you exactly what time they'll be available, so that if you really do want one, you can sort of camp out for them online, I guess. That way it's not a surprise. That way everyone has a chance to watch the video and know that they're coming before they actually show up, unlike last time, because they went really quick. Last evolution, Ghastly. I would really like to get a Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. And, well, let's see. Let's see how this turns out. Actually, I'd also take a Gengar with Shadow Claw and Sludge Bomb, because that is its highest DPS moveset, and Ghost offensively isn't great in the current meta. It does beat Psychic, which is good, but, you know, there are other things that do that as well. Especially considering Gengar's poison typing, which is weak to Psychic. There it is. Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. I guess I will use him against Psychic types. We'll probably power him up too. Would you rather have a hamster-sized whale or a whale-sized hamster? I think I'd rather have a hamster-sized whale. Because where am I going to put a whale-sized hamster? If I had a little whale, I could put it in a saltwater tank, and it would probably be the coolest tank in the world, because no one else would have a hamster-sized whale. Although that wouldn't be as fun. I could probably ride a whale-sized hamster. I could probably live on a whale-sized hamster, just build a little hut, a cottage on top of it. That would actually be really fun. It would be like my own Howl's Moving Castle, sort of, with a tiny house on top of a hamster. Would it have the life expectancy of a hamster or a whale? Because if it's only going to live 2 years like a hamster, I'd probably take the whale that's going to live as long as a whale would, but then that's a lot of responsibility too. That's a long commitment to have this hamster-sized whale. That's a tough question. I think in the end I would go with the whale-sized hamster. Anyway, I hope what you guys learned today was worth at least half a cent to you, and I'll see you tomorrow.